Hello, YouTube. My name is Lashquin, and I'm here to talk to you guys about seborrhea. Seborrhea is a skin disorder, but not only to talk to you guys about seborrhea, I'm here to tell you my daily routine for what I use as a daily skin routine for seborrhea. Okay, so let's get into our video. Okay, so what I first do is I clean my face. You may not see it right now, but I have horrible seborrhea. Um, if I clean my face and I clean my face with just water, eventually it'll start to dry, like right here and right here, right here. Seborrhea likes to come around places where there's hair, pretty much mostly. I do get it a bit right here and around my nose, and a lot of people get it confused with eczema or psoriasis. It's neither of those. And a little bit more in depth, but in layman's terms, seborrhea is it's actually cradle cap. Okay, so also eventually I'm going to give you some ideas about what I use for my hair, because it does come into your hair. It can cause you to start losing hair, and it can get really bad in your hair. Your face, because you're not in your hair, but your scalp. Your face goes into your scalp, and all of it is skin, so it is a skin disorder. It is inherited. My children have it. And actually, I'm going to give you a little bit of history about my mother. She was HIV positive. She used to be an IV drug user before she passed away. But I used to notice these flaky patches here on her. And you know, back in the day they used to have it as she was an 80s drug user. So back in the day they used to have it whereas, oh, you know, it was part of the one of the skin conditions that you get from using HIV, from having HIV. But so when she was about 30 something, I noticed it on her. So I didn't pay much attention to it because I just thought, oh, you know, it's just because of her her disease. So then when I got about 30 years old, I got like a patch on my face. I thought it was from something I was using to clear up my skin. I had really bad acne. Actually it was when I was about 25. I had really bad acne from the time I was probably about 12 all through high school, even a little after that. I did not know what to use to clear up my skin. My skin was dry, and everything I used made it even more drier. I would use salicylic acid, that would dry it out. Then I tried to use, I forget the name of that product that comes on TV all the time, but in any case, it had sulfa in it. Well, I'm allergic to sulfa. Did not know that, but I used it, and I'm allergic to sulfa. Sulfa is actually like an antibiotic. And when I started using that, I noticed I had like maybe a centimeter size of a dry patch here and here, you know, it would start to come. So I was like, okay, you know, let me just start using this. But again, that did not work. Once it started coming, it did not stop. It started getting full blown. It would cover patches here. I would, you know, mess with my skin, and it would dry me out so bad that I had flakes, like flakes, not like dandruff, you know, a little bit of dry patch. No, they come in as flakes, as if like the size of a scab, like you can literally pull it off. again, you cannot see it on my face at the moment. My skin is doing pretty good right now. Um, and then I want to say when I turned like about 30, it got worse. Okay. And now, then I started noticing something on my tongue. Okay. So I was looking at my tongue and it looks like this. You see that? That is another skin disorder. So that skin disorder is called geographic tongue. So I'm thinking it all comes from the same thing. After I started having kids and stuff like that, that's when I started noticing, more of the skin disorders as I got older. Going back to my mom, like I said, I always thought that it was just because of her disease. It was not. It actually is inherited. So when I got to a certain age, I started getting this on my face. Then I noticed my kids had very bad cradle cap as babies. Now it is cradle cap. When it comes on your scalp, when it comes on your face, it is cradle cap. And I'll tell you more about that, how I figure it's cradle cap and how I know it's cradle cap. So my kids have really bad cradle cap, but when it comes as cradle cap as a baby, it goes away. When you get into like adolescence and you start to go through puberty, if you get it after that time, it is not going away. Prime example is he will be 16 in April, my 16-year-old son. When he turned 12, he started getting this stuff in his hair. He has dreadlocks and his scalp would get so flaky, and I noticed, I was like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so sorry that this is passed on to you. My other kids, they don't have it. The older ones, they don't have it. Well, they didn't have it at the time. They didn't get it until they got much older. He got it at a younger age. And then I found this out after they were already away from home, and they'd be like, Mom, my skin's so dry. They have it too. So then, he turned like 13, 14. He's like, Mom, what is this on my tongue? And I explained to him what it is. So yeah, it really is inherited. Now I have a 2-year-old. My 2-year-old has severe cradle cap, and I know I pointed this out before that I wanted to share with you how I know that it is inherited. So when all babies get cradle cap, most babies get cradle cap. And like I said, it goes away. So my 2-year-old happens to have cradle cap extremely bad. I mean, to the point where it came down his face. His face was covered in dry patches. They start out as little like pimple looking things, and then they'll start to look like a dry patch. Once they get a little older, it starts to look like a dry patch, and it even went down to his shoulders. So it took me a while. I was like working on it myself, and I'm like asking my husband, like, why isn't this going away? Like, why isn't it going away? Like, his cheeks were covered. And I didn't want to take pictures of him, So I take him to the doctors after it starts looking like the little patchy type stuff. And she looks at him and she goes, this is Seborrhea. And I was like, cradle cap, right? So when she mentioned that, I was like, I figured it was. I wasn't sure, so I didn't put a medication on it or anything. When your baby has cradle cap, they just assume they're going to get rid of it, so they don't give babies medication. But this is a medication that is prescribed to me from my doctor. It's called mometasone, and it's specifically for Seborrhea. And it's what has cleared my skin up like tremendously. It's a steroid, so I can understand why they don't allow you to or don't want you to give it to babies. So, but it has cleared my skin up tremendously. And before, I wouldn't even wear makeup. I hated to wear makeup. But not only when the um the seborrhea came, I hated to wear makeup because I had bad skin. Like, I had horrible acne. Neither of my parents have good skin. All of this came from when I was younger. It's gotten a lot better, and I'll tell you what I use to get rid of the blemishes. Really, it's like they say, when you have teenage acne, pretty much doesn't go away until you get older. And then eventually it did went away. Like, I had literal acne. This is just blemishes. I don't have acne anymore. My skin is actually pretty soft and pretty clear. Actually, I got a comment today. One of the girls at work, I'm a hairstylist for a well-known company, beauty supply company, but they also have a salon in there. Everybody knows it. Everybody buys their makeup from there. But one of the cashiers today was like, "Hey, do you use makeup?" And I'm like, yeah, but I don't have any on today. She was like, "I was gonna say you have really nice skin." That is the first time that anyone has ever told me that. All of my life I've dealt with like horrible skin. Horrible skin. So, with that said, I want to show you guys what I use to actually keep my skin kind of soft and looking moisturized, and able to, what I use to, before I put on makeup and stuff like that, because like I said before, I didn't even wear makeup. All it did was clog my pores and cause me to have more pimples, more blackheads, more whiteheads. It was disgusting to me. It was so bad. When I was younger, people used to call me Dorito. That's how bad it was. I'm so glad that's over with. But I'll get into what I use. Okay, so first, I try not to use any, like I said, salicylic acid. And doctors will tell you to use that. They'll give you shampoo. Oh, hey, shampoo with this. All it is going to do is dry out your scalp and dry out your hair. No matter what you do, the seborrhea is going to be there. So normally I would just use like Neutrogena moisturizing milk. You know, it's a cleanser, but it's not harsh at all. It doesn't have any salicylic acid, which is what people love to use for acne. But it doesn't have anything like that in it. But I got the Derma Pro, and I started trying to use that, not for my seborrhea or any acne or anything like that, but for age and, you know, fine lines and stuff like that. So I stopped using that. I used it for like the first week or so, and didn't really work very well for me. I mean, it takes forever to see change and difference. So I said, well, I'm just going to work on, you know, keeping my face hydrated, you know, and doing other things to keep my skin good. So one of the things that comes in the box is this apple stem cell cleanser, which is this. And so I really love the way all their products made my skin feel after using it. So what I use now, like I said, is this, and I continue to use this, probably running out because I use it like every day. And I've already cleaned my skin, so I'm going to go through the process of the other items with you. The next thing that I use is from Vanna White's collection. I actually got this for free, like as a trial or something like that. You order it online, and then I think either you pay for shipping. Yeah, I think you pay just like $5 for shipping. And it's called Le Revive. And it's called an Ageless Eye Serum. That's what this one is. And so I just take this, actually, yes, I take this one and I just put like a dot like that on my fingers, and I just rub it around my eyes. Make sure you rub it in. That's pretty much it for that. I use something from Clinique. Now this is a sample, but what it's called spot corrector. And I use this. It's from Clinique. Like I said, it's like $50 to purchase it. So I work at a store where I can get samples. So I just use like the samples because they give it to me. I put it here, right here, mostly because of the blemishes. And it is called spot corrector. So you can put it anywhere you have blemishes. And it works really, really well. Like my skin has started to clear up the dark spots like a lot. Like really good. So I use that on my dark spots. Then I use the Murad Revitalixer Recovery Serum, which is this. I take this, put like a less than a dime size on my hand, and I go right under my under eye, all over my face. And then Murad has what's called Age Reform, Invisibler Perfecting Shield. Normally I would say just put this under your makeup, but I love the way this feels. And it's kind of like a primer, but it feels so good. So I just take like a dot of that. Sorry. A dot of that, and just put that on my pores, where my pores are. Just my nose, right here. Because I have pores from age, okay? So, put that on like that. And then, once I've done those two things, it feels soft. My skin feels soft, but it's still not hydrated. It's still not moisturized. So, again, from the Derma Pro came a lotion, kind of like a moisturizer called Hydra Infusion. And I actually take a little of this, probably about that much, rub it together, rub it on my face. I do not moisturize my nose all the time because it has so many pores. It has so many pores, and the trouble you have to go through to clean those pores is just painful to me. Okay, so then once I've done that, I also use from La Reviva the Vanna White thingy. It's called Ageless Face Cream. I also use that. And take like about that much. And I rub it together. I actually rub this one on my eyes too, because it's supposed to help with the bags and the fine lines and things like that. And once I'm done with all that, another thing that came in the Derma Pro And you can buy all these things separate if you want to use them. Like, they feel so good. And like right now my face feels so good and moisturized. You can get, it's called Skin Mist. And it's kind of like, it like sounds like and feels like water, but it's really for hydration. And I put this on, I spray this on. Like, you're supposed to take like 5 to 6 pumps. And then you're supposed to rub it in. And I don't know, like, you can probably see the difference in my skin now. But that's exactly what I use. Once this has dried down, I then take the mometasone and I use this. This can only come from the doctor's office. It's only given in prescription. And I use this probably like that much because it's so strong, and it doesn't dry your skin. It actually moisturizes your skin, but about that much. And then I put it on those spots that I have that have like the most drying spots. Like, I get dry spots in these areas right here, right by my nose. And if you get the dry spots a lot, they cause blemishes. Like here you can see one. I used to have one on the side too, but I used the Clinique blemish spot corrector, and it took it away. And so I don't have it anymore. I wish I could show you my skin like when it's in a really bad condition, but this skin disorder goes in your ears. It's all around your hairline. It's inside your scalp, and it's really flaky. Like I said, don't get it mistaken for psoriasis or the other disorder. That's not it, and you will confuse it and think that's what it is, but you use these things, it's not going to help your hair. As for your hair, the best thing you can do is shampoo at least once a week. If you're well, most black people don't shampoo every day. It's drying to our skin and it's drying to our hair, but most of us shampoo at least once a week. And that's what I do. Make sure you shampoo once a week. If you have to go more than once a week, it's definitely going to flare up on you. It's going to start causing your scalp to itch really, really bad. And then you're going to start seeing these flakes that's about the size of this falling from your hair. You don't want that. So make sure you shampoo at least once a week. The other thing is use a scalp oil. I don't care what it is, olive oil, castor oil, whatever type of oil, please use an oil in your scalp because that's going to keep the itching away. The tea tree oil, you want to use something inside of it. So if you're going to use tea tree oil, you want to use castor oil along with it, because if you don't, it's going to dry out your scalp as well. But that's a good one because it has antibacterial properties in it. So again, that's my skincare routine. I'm going to film another video right now about foundations and stuff like that. So if you want to check that out, please subscribe down below and follow me on my journey with this seborrhea, this skin disorder. Okay? Thank you. Bye.